Hi, welcome back. My name is Carson and this is my space where I chat about knitting. Today I'm sharing some free fall sock knitting patterns with y'all. So let's just get into it. So hello, it has been a while, but I am back and I'm excited to share some fall sock knitting patterns because if y'all are returning viewers, you might know that I'm a big sock knitter, specifically in the fall. I don't know what it is, but I get the fall sock bug and I just want cozy things on my feet and I want to look down and feel good that I made them. So yeah, what better time than September to share some knitting patterns. So I have 10 free ones in line for y'all. I have made a video like this in the past a couple years ago, so I did do my best to find new knitting patterns that I didn't previously share, at least new ones that I could remember because my memory is not great. But if you finish this video and still want some more inspiration, I will link that other video below. And I'm also sharing maybe 7 or 8 paid for patterns at the end as a little bonus because I could not help but throw them in here. So let's get going. Oh yeah, disclaimer. A few disclaimers. One, I feel like when I say fall sock knitting patterns, really you can knit these any time of the year. I mean, there are some I put in here that are more like Halloween-y or festive, but fall is kind of a interpretation for me. Like my personal favorite colors in the fall are like rusty red and orange, you know, moody stuff. So like me, I could make a fall sock just with the color of yarn that I choose. But obviously that's up to y'all. So these are just for inspiration, just to get your fall, I don't know, sock mojo going. So yeah, oh, and then disclaimer number 2, I use Ravelry to look at patterns mostly and to find new ones. So these are all Ravelry. These are all on Ravelry. Just a disclaimer. And I will of course link everything below and put pictures up here. Alrighty, let's get going. First one are the Fox Isle socks by, man, I'll put everything right here as well because I'm terrible at saying names. I hope I say this right. I'm sorry if I don't. Kinsnia Nadion? Beautiful socks. These are all over colorwork socks. They are fingering and fingering weight held together for DK, or you could just opt for a single strand of DK. And they use US 3.25 millimeter needles. And they're so pretty. I've been staring at these for years, or however long they've been out for. I found these maybe a few years ago or a couple years ago, or maybe even last year, and they've just been in my favorites, my library forever, and I think this is the year I should cast them on. I did not realize though before I made this video that they're DK weight socks, but I'm not opposed to that. DK weight socks are definitely a little thicker, a little faster, definitely cozy, and since these are stranded colorwork socks, I have a feeling that the floats would make them even cozier. I would be hesitant. I would be very careful with these. I have found that all over colorwork socks can be tough to put on if you aren't super careful about like your colorwork gauge. So that's one thing to keep in mind here. But they just look so pretty. The main picture or the sample photo is, or the sample knit is in gray mostly. The main color is gray, and then the fox they just popped. They're little orange foxes, and it has white in, you'll see it, it's right here or wherever I put it. They're just really pretty and I love them. I love foxes. I don't really know how to say the plural, but so pretty. So pretty. I haven't knit these yet, like I said, so I don't know how well like the patterns are or anything, but I mean, it's free, so it's worth a shot. So yeah, that's the first one. Second one, these are called Spooktacular and Batastic by Anna Lang. These are definitely festive Halloween-y socks. So there's 2 patterns in here, or 2 colorwork motifs featured. So there are pumpkins and then there are bats. And it looks pretty simple. You could either do it just on like below the cuff on the leg, or you could do it on the leg and on the foot. Yeah, I love colorwork socks that honestly only have a little bit of colorwork because it's, you know, fun for a minute while you do it, and then before it gets real tiring, you're done with it, and then you just have something really basic to knit on. But yeah, so these look fun. They are fingering weight socks. They use US 0 2mm needles and US 1.5 2.5mm needles. And yeah, I think it's really generous that, you know, she gave 2 motifs for free. It does say it has not been tested. So that is just a note. There might be things in the pattern that were like missed. But again, it's free, so you could just try it, you know? Try it, sounds fun. Yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say about these other than they look really fun. I've never knit Halloween-y socks before. I think they look really fun. I prefer to knit socks that are more evergreen or socks that I could wear all year round. But of course, if you love Halloween or pumpkins or bats, you could throw these babies on in the summer, you know? So, do what you want to do. Okay, these are called the Lola Socks by, again, so sorry for the name, for mispronouncing. Arena Shmova? I'm so sorry. Everything will be up here. These socks are so pretty. They are cabled socks, but it just looks like maybe 1 or 2 cables along the side. So it seems like fairly simple for cables. I'm not a big cable person. I haven't knit cables, but they look really pretty. So this might be a good place to start if you've never knit cables before. They look pretty vintage to me, or at least the sample photo does. So there's a striped cuff with all different colors, which is so fun. It looks pretty thick, and then the main foot and, you know, heel and stuff is in one color and with like a cable going down the side. So yeah, these look, again, so pretty. I put all these on here because they look so pretty. But it uses fingering weight yarn and just 1 needle, US 1.5 2.5mm. Yeah, it says they're knitted top down. You could do magic loop or DPNs or, you know, 9-inch circulars, whatever you use for your socks. And it says all you need is basic knitting skills, so should be good. I'm actually not sure if this is like a full-on cable or if it's a faux cable using lace, because a cable needle isn't listed, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll find out and knit them. But yeah, they look so pretty. There are some projects, not many, there's just like 16 in here, but I love looking at the project page on Ravelry for every, you know, thing I look at, just to get more inspiration for colors people put together. Some people even omitted the stripes and just did a full-on solid sock, which would also be really pretty. These are called the Fun Striped Socks by Pearl Soho. They are a yarn company. I've actually never bought their yarn before, but I've heard good things. They actually have a lot of free patterns on Ravelry and on their website, so that could be a good resource just to check out if you maybe don't use Ravelry so much. But these are using fingering weight yarn, US 1.5 2.5mm needles. And they just look like fun stripy socks, exactly what the name says. I love all of the color combinations in the sample photo. It has 3 different socks. It looks like these might even come in like child's sizes. Oh yeah, wow, there's a lot of sizes. So there's small kid, big kid. I'm not sure what that entails exactly. Adult small, adult medium, adult large. Yeah, there's a lot of sizes on here, which is nice for kids as well. Again, nice stripy. I think these are relatively new because I didn't see many projects whenever I first looked at it. If you want a little extra pizzazz, there's lots of stripes. This is one that I think, of course, like all these, could be done in any color and made any sort of, you know, vibe. Like, they could be springy colors for the spring. I think this would be really cool in just black and white even for a basic fall winter sock, but lots of options there. Next up, we have Summer Camp Socks by Jill Zielinski. These use fingering weight yarn, US 1 2.25mm needles. Looks like just one size women's medium. But yeah, these are really pretty. They remind me of like your basic vintage socks with the 2 stripes on the cuff or the leg. It does look like these are ribbed. I'm not exactly sure what ribbing, like 3x1, or it might look like 3x1. But yeah, it looks like there's basic heel flap and gusset. Seems pretty simple. And again, this is one that you could use with any color yarn, any yarn combination. Looks like 2 yarns, so there are 2 yarn colors, one for the main leg and then the stripes and the heel and the toe, which is nice. My neighbor just, I hope he can't see me. So yeah, these look nice as well, like a good basic sock. Speaking of basic socks, the next one is called Basic Unisex Socks by Yulia Linkova. Again, I apologize. These are DK weight socks though, and they use US 2.5, 3.0 millimeter needles, so they're a little thicker, and these are textured. It looks to me like they're broken rib. Let's see. Yeah, they look like broken rib. It doesn't say in the description what they are, but they look like some thick broken rib. I could be wrong though. My first guess is broken rib, but again, I don't know. Let's see, sizes available. It says a size small, so I'm not exactly sure how they're unisex. I mean, to me all socks are unisex, or most socks, but just another good basic one to have that's a little bit thicker. Alrighty, the Sequential Socks by Indy Wolfhammer. I might have shared this one before. I feel like I've definitely looked at it and admired it. So I'm not sure if this has made it on a previous list, but these look like very scrappy socks, like you could use a lot of minis or leftovers. So they are fingering weight and they use a lot of, needles. US 1.5, US 2, US 3, US 5. Wonder why. Yeah, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sizes. Wow, that's a lot of sizes. Very size inclusive, I guess. But yeah, it's meant to be like a stripy, use your leftover scrap sort of project. I am not sure what type of color work this is. It kind of looks like, no, it's got to be stranded, right? Again, first guess is stranded color work. I don't think it's mosaic. But yeah, they're just these little stripes all throughout the sock, and with like a tiny bit of color work like in the middle of the stripe, almost like little hearts or dots. And I mean, the color combinations for this is endless. Like I can think of lots of minis and leftovers that I could use for these. I do want to knit these. I personally, I don't know if y'all feel this way. I wish I could be someone who just like grabs all my scraps and then just starts a sock or something, like a project, but I have to really think about the color combinations, and I am not confident in my color combinations, so much so that I haven't really started a scrappy sock or even a stripy sock because I'm afraid of the colors that I will choose not coming together. But maybe that's a weird fear. I should just do it. But yeah, these look really fun, really pretty. Like I said, a really good scrappy project. Next one, we have the Waffle Rib Socks by Carolyn Jill Furneaux. They're fingering weight socks, and they use US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles, and they just look like some really nice basic texture waffle socks. I've never knit waffle rib before, I don't think. I'm not sure if it's just named this or if that's a specific stitch. I know waffle stitch is a stitch, but I'm not sure about waffle rib. I don't know. I'm not sure. But these look so pretty, and again, I think this would be such a good basic textured sock. I would probably just choose one color, maybe like this color, red, or like a warm golden yellow, and just, you know, go with it. I personally love textured socks, just like some ribbing, something to like hold your attention, but you can also like let go, well, not let go literally, but just not think about it too much. Like sort of mindless, but also engaging. So I love some textured socks. Okay, I had to throw these in here. These aren't socks, these are slippers. They're called Fox Slippers by Louise Walker. Again, foxes, I don't know, love them. So yeah, these are really cute slippers. They have little ears on them and little fox, you know, noses and eyes. I would knit these. I want to knit these. These look fun. So it uses DK weight yarn, and US 4 3.5 millimeter needles, so it'd probably be a quicker knit, although there's definitely some assembly involved, like with the ears. I saw some product pictures on here, like in progress, and there was a lot of like pieces. Or I'm assuming it's just for the ears and stuff, but I mean, they look fun. I would knit them. I've never had slippers before. Well, I mean, I've had slippers like as a child, but I was never one to wear them really. I don't have slippers now, but they might be nice. I wonder if you could even buy like backing, like the grippy backing for slippers and maybe sew them on so they might be a little bit sturdier. I'm just thinking about like my house. We have dogs. I don't even like wearing my socks in the house because there's so much dog debris, you know. See, I don't know if there's a way you could like reinforce slippers so they're not just like socks basically. I know some people felt slippers, like I've seen a lot of felted ones, but I don't think these are felted. Anyways, they look really fun. Yeah, it says the eyes are embroidered and the ears, nose, and tail. Oh, okay, so there's also a tail. Cute. Are sewn on after knitting them. Okay, so yeah, some assembly involved. Last free pattern I have for y'all. These are the Hedgerow Socks by Jane Cochran? These look like textured socks. They almost look like cables in a way, but I think it's faux, like a faux cable effect. Again, love some texture. These use fingering weight yarn and US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. It says that this pattern will work well with any hand-dyed yarn that has a subtle color scheme. Yeah, I think it is just a textured stitch. I don't think it's actually cables, but it does kind of give off the look of cables. And I really like the solid color that the sample photo is in. It's like a mossy green. But yeah, those are all of, oh wow. Look angelic. Okay, those are all the free patterns, but I do have a few paid for patterns that I figured I would share too because they caught my eye and must share. Okay, first up in the paid section, these are called the Spooky Season Socks by Renard and Dormy. They use, it says light fingering, but I would assume regular fingering is fine, just like your basic sock yarn. US 1 2.25 millimeter needles, US 1.5 2.5 millimeter, and US 2, which is 2.75 millimeter needles. So 3 different needle sizes, and there's a small, medium, and large. So maybe that has to do with the different sizing. I'm not sure. But these are another Halloween-y festive sock. They feature bats and cats. Oh wow, and skulls. three different fun Halloween-y things. They are all over colorwork. I think this is also one you can maybe, if you wanted to, omit the colorwork on the foot and just do it on the leg, but it is really nice all together. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna say this a lot, but it looks fun. Looks fun and festive. Alrighty, next up are the Season Socks by Summer Lee. Big sock gal. She has so many good patterns. I love her patterns. I've knit her hibernal socks, and her basic socks are kind of what I've based my personal vanilla sock pattern off of, but these are a textured sock, all over texture. I'm not entirely sure what type of stitch this is. It looks like maybe it's a slip stitch textured knit, but I love her sample sock. The color of it, it's like a warm honey mustardy. I want this exact sock. I have almost casted this sock on many times, or almost bought I don't have this pattern, but I've almost bought it to cast on a sock many times, and I haven't yet. But I think I need to. Like this is again one that I've saved since the moment it came out, and I just keep looking back at it like every few weeks and dreaming about it, so I should just do it one day. Next up are Once Upon a Quilt Socks by Renard and Dormy. Oh wait. Oh. I didn't realize that. So this same designer designed the Spooky Season Socks that we just talked about a couple patterns ago. These though have a like heirloom quilt pattern on the leg, which is so pretty. I've seen this pattern a lot recently, like with, I know the Stella Quilt cushion and the Stella Quilt blanket. Of course, these are a little bit different because it's on socks and it's color work. But just quilts in general, I feel like are so popular right now, which is funny because they're like an heirloom thing, you know? Like this star pattern has been around for like hundreds. I don't know about hundreds. I'm not a historian, but it's been around for a really long time. So it's like fun to see it come back in these new knitting patterns. But yeah, it just looks really fun, and I love the colors in this sample again. These colors specifically come off very fall to me. It uses fingering weight yarn in US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. Wow. US 1 2.25 millimeter needles and US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needles. Next one are actually 2-in-1. It's the Forever Autumn Sock Set by Stone Knits. Again, love Stone Knits. I feel like she's the queen of sock colorwork patterns, and these have fall leaves on them and acorns, and this is another one that I've stared at for a while. I love both of these, but I really am drawn to the leaf motif. Her sample has a teal main color and then like a very tonal orangey yellow for the leaf. Oh, I love them. Again, I need that exact sock. Yeah, I might need to cast these on this season. I love her colorwork sock patterns. I knit some of her socks with the flower motif on them that was like a full-on all the way through sock pattern, or of course it was a full-on colorwork pattern, so it just continued throughout the entire sock, and they flew off my needles because I was so addicted to knitting the colorwork. So I feel like it could be the same situation for this. The next one is called Into the Earth by Linnea Elizabeth Knits. These use fingering weight yarn, US 2.75 millimeter. Oh no. Millimeter needles, and US 2.25 millimeter needles. These are another all over colorwork pattern. They look pretty, I don't know, Nordic, or maybe I'm just Fair Isle. They look like Fair Isle socks. And yeah, I've really always wanted to knit some Fair Isle socks. I actually have some in my library that I bought forever ago, and I started them, which this was before I was like a true sock knitter. Like I was just trying to learn socks at this point, and it intimidated me and I stopped because there was just so much color work. But the finished product of these would be really nice. I again love all the samples, but this one is in an orange and again like a honey mustard. Oh yeah, it is like a honey mustard yellow and a white, and I love the color combination of this particular sample. And again, there aren't many projects for this one, but the ones that are in there have nice ideas for colors. Alrighty, next up, almost done, y'all. Folklore Cardigan Socks by Pig and Goose Design Co. Ever since I found these, I've been staring at them, and I love the sample. They are knit in white, and then they have 2 orange stripes. And I'm pretty sure this is a take on Taylor Swift, Folklore Cardigan. At least it sounds like Taylor Swift, because she has that song in the album, but I don't know, actually, I don't know. Oh no, okay, it is. The lyrics are on, okay, I see. Yeah, the lyrics of that song are on this Ravelry description, which is funny. But yeah, they have some cables. Let's see, how complicated do these look? They're not that complicated. Cables to me though, like all over cabling, looks complicated and it intimidates me. But again, the finished product would be so nice. I'm tempted to try. And it's a sock, so it's not as big, obviously, as a garment. Like, it wouldn't take as long. So yeah, maybe this will be like my first all over cable situation. But I don't know. Just dreaming. But yeah, it looks nice. Alrighty, similar situation. The next one we have the Cider House Socks by Summer Lee. Again, I've also stared at these for a while. I love the colors she chose. She has pink and orange and blue. So these are cable socks with a really fun striped thick cuff. It uses finger weight yarn in the US 2.25 millimeter needle. Again, just looks so nice. What can I say? What can I say? Oh, this has 474 projects. the amount of inspiration you could get. Oh, I'm seeing some really pretty color combinations. Oh man. Yeah, y'all should look. I'm sorry, the sun is coming in and out. We're having an angelic / dark situation on our hands. But there's some really pretty projects with different ideas for colors in here. Alrighty, last one isn't super fallish, but I found them and I gasped and I had to put them on here. They're called Rainy Day Chicken Socks. Oh my gosh, by Renard and Dormy. Wait, is that the same? Hold on. Okay, I might have just found a new favorite designer for socks, because this is also the same designer who designed the Spooky Season socks and the Once Upon a Quilt socks. So go check them out. But I mean, they have chickens in rain boots. There are chickens in rain boots on these socks. I mean, what else can you say? You need them. Because to me, fall, like, I love the idea of colorwork socks peeking out from your boots and, I don't know, Birkenstocks, and they could just be really funky, and this is a funky, fun sock. And that, you know, rain also reminds me of, like, Washington, because we used to live up there around, like, this time to April. It would be so rainy. So, I mean, they are kind of fallish, but I have gotten at these socks at one point in my life. They just look so fun. I mean, who doesn't want chickens in rain boots on their feet? That's all I can say. So this is just fingering weight yarn in the US 1 2.5 millimeter needle and US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needle. Millimeter needle. Wow. We've got to wrap it up because I cannot go much farther. Yeah, they're knit cuffed down. They look nice. So that's all I have for y'all. Hopefully y'all made it through. I know we had a lighting situation, rambly situation. I can barely talk today. It's been a while since I've sat down and filmed anything too, so I'm just feeling a little out of it, but you know what? We're doing good. So yeah, thanks for hanging around. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know there are a few knit-alongs happening. One that I really enjoy following along and participating in every fall is Earth Tones Girl. She is a Instagrammer, YouTuber. What is it called? It's her knit along. Falling Socks Cow. Falling Socks knit along, but the hashtag on Instagram that is used is Falling Socks Cow and then 2024 for this year. And that one's so much fun. She does like prizes every month. A couple years ago, my first time being a part of it, I won some yarn and I was shocked. It's just a really fun time. So yeah, maybe this gave you some inspiration for some upcoming knit-alongs or just, you know, in general for yourself. Let me know what socks or just what projects you're knitting on, but if you have any favorite fall sock projects, I would love to hear about them, so feel free to post them in the comments below. But yeah, so thanks for sticking around, and I guess I'll see y'all next time.